Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with a heavyweight champion of radio. My next guest is definitely considered a pioneer in UK music. Since the launch of BBC Radio and Extra, he has truly mastered the art of broadcasting with over 10,000 hours in radio, earning numerous radio awards for his broadcasting skill. He's brought us all of the freshest new music across numerous channels, such as Channel U, MTV Base, and took his love of R&B that step further by founding a production company, curating the very best R&B experiences internationally, securing his place as a friend to the stars, interviewing everyone from Usher to Mary J. Blige, her, Alicia Keys, Brandy, just to name a few. And he is a true fighter, overcoming kidney failure and campaigning for blood and organ donations. He's even got a key to the city.
I know.
Becoming an honoree of the Freedom to the City of London Award. I'm so excited to welcome DJ S.
Hey, that was huge, but I was like, I did all that.
Yes, you did.
It's been a while. So, yeah, it's been a journey.
Well, Ace, welcome to the mainstream.
Thanks for having me. I feel like we were supposed to do this ages ago, but we're here now.
We were supposed to. But you know what? Whole pandemic.
Of course.
So much has happened. But I feel like everything happens in its time because so much has changed for you as well. Right. So we're going to talk about everything. But like I said, you're a radio legend and that. So we got to go back.
Let's do it.
All the way back to find out how you first got into DJing, because that's a big part of who you are.
Yes.
And I want to know, when did you realize that this is actually something that could be a career?
A career was probably not until like after college, but I started DJing really young. My cousin was a DJ and I used to look up to him. This was my older cousin, like my bigger brother. And I was always big for my age, so I was able to go out with him and carry record boxes and stuff. He taught me how to DJ and I started to just fall in love with like playing music for people. Yeah. And I was only child, so I would always only child. There you go. So I would listen to the radio a lot, pirate radio stations in my room, and I used to love the medium of radio, and I just slowly but surely started to fall in love with it.
That's so similar to me.
Yeah, there you go.
Minus the DJ part. Like radio, when you're an only child, like radio becomes your friend.
Yeah, you probably had a little tiny boombox. Yeah. That's what I had, and I would like record myself on it. You hit play and record. You record tunes off the radio. You know what I mean? Do your own little radio
little
show.
Mix.
Little mix. Yeah, I mean, didn't really know what you was doing, but that was definitely how I became like a fan and had a love affair with radio.
I love that. Oh, that warms my heart because us only children.
Yeah, we got to find ways to keep ourselves entertained. There was no iPads or like there weren't no consoles there or the internet. It was just like do whatever you can do to keep yourself entertained, and definitely like having that small radio for me is where it started.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Well, you're also a proud Brit School alumni.
I am.
Which I think is epic. I've spoken about this with other guests. I didn't get in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It happened. But you studied media production and technology.
Yes.
And this clearly was a big part of how you was able to make it into radio. But let's talk about how you found that course, found the Brit School as well, and explaining that to your Ghanaian parents that you want to do this.
You know what's mad? So I'm my only child, but my mum was also a single parent. So it was just me and my mum in the house all of these years. So she already knew how like invested into music I was. Any little piece of money I'd go and buy vinyls. So she already knew. She was quite supportive. Obviously, I was making a lot of noise in the house, and I always had my friends in the house, and that she was very supportive. So big up to Mumsy. In regards to finding the Brit School, I don't know if this still happens, like year 11, early in year 11 when you go to the open days.
I mean, that was a while ago for me.
That was so long ago for me.
I don't know.
But I remember like me and my friends used to treat it as like, we're gonna go to all of these different colleges and see what girls are going there.
Oh, it was about the girls.
Yeah, it was about that. See what the facilities are like. Like, is this somewhere where I want to spend the next 2 years? And I went to the Brit School, and straight away I was just like, yo, this is where I'm gonna learn. Yeah. Like, this is where it's going to take me to where I want to be. Like, they had a radio studio in the school. And I know that might not even be that crazy today.
But back then, yeah.
I won't say how old I am, but back then, it was nuts that they had their own radio studio in the school.
Yeah.
And they had all of these facilities. There was all of these different things. There was just so many creative people. I was like, I have to go here. I didn't even apply for anywhere else.
Oh, you were...
And Mum didn't even know that. So it was like, I was like, yeah, I'm going here.
Woo.
Went there, bodied that interview, and got offered a place, which was great.
That's that
Luckily,
no plan B.
I didn't have a plan. I mean, and the thing is, I know that if I didn't get in, I would have had to go to the college, any college that would have taken me. Which has probably not been the one that best place for me.
True.
But my plan A was like, yeah, I got to get into this school, and it worked. Yeah,
mate, it more than worked, because wasn't it only like 2 years after college that you ended up going to BBC Radio 1 Extra?
Well, so we did college. It's where I met Viz.
Yes.
We had a radio show there. And after we both graduated, I think it might have been about 6 to 8 months after. Yeah. And I went back. I went to uni for like 2 or 3 months.
Oh no. And 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, it worked for me, man. I was out at the ends. I was in Southeast Essex. And
you didn't go far though.
I didn't. The thing is, you say far, but when you only know certain places, like I've grown up in South London my entire life.
Wow, all the way in Essex.
Yeah, I've been around people that look like me my entire life.
Yeah,
so
true.
like, I've only been with my mum, so it was a very big culture shock for me, if I'm honest.
Really?
And it's not why I left, but yeah, it was the first time I was away from home. It was the first time I wasn't around like predominantly black people. When I went to school, like in South London, I was around a lot of black people. When I went to Brit School, it was very mixed and multicultural. And when I went to I was in Southend studying, and I'm sure it's a bit more multicultural now, but back then it was very, very white.
Wow.
So it was just different for me to be around, like, not really have my friends and the things that I'm very comfortable with.
And I'm going to assume that maybe people weren't as welcoming as you would have liked them to be.
You know what? I lived in a house with like 4 or 5 other people. And I was thinking about this the other day, like, we didn't speak. like,
you just accepted.
No one spoke. Everyone just came in, they did their work. Like, I'm in my room DJing, like, we didn't speak. I probably can't even remember who they were to this day. I don't know, like, it's like that. I had no relationship, zero relationship with them. And that's not because I'm stush or anything. It's just like, we were all very different. They probably never seen anybody like me. I hadn't seen anybody like them.
Yeah.
But I just found that uni wasn't really for me. So I went back.
Fair enough.
Ended up working at the Brit School for a little while.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. And we was mentoring and doing some radio courses over there. And that's when I heard about One Extra. And originally I applied to be a producer there.
No.
Yeah, production was my thing. It's like, well, like, being on the radio wasn't necessarily something that I thought was like a possibility. Like,
but you lot was doing it.
There was a couple of people, like, from where we were from, that looked like where we were from, that made it to make a career. But it didn't seem like something that was achievable. It was just like, yo, you got to be super lucky to be able to get paid, like, and pay your mortgage from being on the radio. That doesn't happen. So I was like, oh, well, if I can get a job in radio, that would be great. I know how to do radio, I know how to edit, I know how to do all of these different things. Yeah. Didn't get an interview. No, I didn't get an interview at One Extra. But my best friend did. Big up to Janine. So Janine was at Brit School with me.
No, please give them context of who Janine is.
Okay, so Janine right now is she runs a production company. She was running One Extra for a long time.
Literally running One Extra.
Assistant AP, assistant producer to executive producer to, like, more or less running the station. She now has a production company. She's doing loads of amazing things, and we grew up together. So, like, she's part of my Brit School story as well.
No way.
Yeah, so she got the job there, and then while she was there for a little while, she was like, they're still looking for presenters. And then me and Viz sent over our demo tape, and the rest is history.
Insane.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That makes so much sense, and it just makes you realize that people that go Brit School are doing well. That's one thing that is confirmed.
It's not, the thing is, it's not like a guarantee that you're gonna, like, do, like,
no, but most do.
But so, I mean, it helps. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I won't even lie. Like, there was once upon a time when I felt like it was like an industry insult to be like, oh yeah, but you went Brit School, and it was like,
oh, it's like a cheat code.
Like a cheat code. But you go there, you work hard, and you learn everything there is to learn about the field that you want to be in.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not cheating. I applied. I did very well in the interview.
Yeah.
I went there, I applied myself, and I got what I wanted to get out of it.
Amazing.
If that's a cheat code, then sorry.
No. You did what you had to do. I hear it. I hear it. So, you're now on One Extra.
Yes.
And it's a brand new station as well.
Brand new station. No
like,
listeners at the beginning.
What?
No, I mean, like, it was nothing. It was, no one even knew about it. It was just
Fair.
like, oh, the BBC got a black music station. Wow. Like, we didn't know whether it was going to be good or bad, or people were going to lock in or not lock it. Like, I think it was a, like, blank canvas.
True, yeah.
No one knew what was going to happen.
So what was everyone's, like, what was your mum's opinion on it? Like, what was everyone saying? Like, you kind of made it, because it is the BBC.
I think, like, that is always going to help. At the end of the day, it's a digital station. It was a brand new digital station. DAB was, like, so fresh. So no one wasn't really listening to DAB.
Okay.
But to be able to go home and be like, your mama got a BBC contract, like, she's just going to listen straight away. Like, she'll be like, okay, she was very excited and very happy. And it wasn't like I was on News at 10 or like I was presenting Top of the Pops. But still, it was...
But you don't had, like, a daytime show?
We had a daytime show, but again, it was a fresh station. Remember, this is a brand new station.
Okay,
like it took a while for it to get to the heights that it did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it was just great to be a part of this new and exciting, fresh station.
You lot were literally, like, the face of the station as well.
It was nuts. It was because, like, there was no blueprint. So it was just like, I remember them once telling us, like, yeah, go mad, and if you go too crazy, we'll reel you back in.
Oh.
And that was kind of like the ethos of what Ace and Viz and Troublemakers were about.
The Troublemakers of radio. Like, that was
do your thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you lot did your thing, because 2 years into your show, you won a Sony Radio Academy Awards.
Yeah, we had no idea even what that was.
That's
at that time.
huge in Radioland.
Yeah, that's like, it's a radio Oscar more or less.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
We beat some big names as well.
Oh, who?
We beat Chris Moyles that year.
No.
Yeah, Radio 1 Breakfast Show.
No, you lot were killing it.
We did. We was getting it. Like, we had no idea. We're sitting there like young, early 20s, 22, 23. And we get invited to this award show. We're just eating dinner. I can't remember if it was duck or something. We're like in do-rags and Air Force Ones.
No,
like,
you actually wore do-rags?
We're not like, we don't know what it is. And they call out our name. And we wanted a Sony award.
Jeez.
At the time it was a Sony, and today it's an ARIA.
Yes, yes, of course. Yeah.
Radio Academy Award.
So did that open doors for you? Do you feel like it made people listen more, or?
I think, like, when I look back at it, I think it was a lot to get that early in radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit. I think, like, 2 years in. It wasn't less than 2 years even. I think it was 04. We signed in 2002, and it was like the beginning of 04.
Okay.
And it was like, we had already been given this, like, huge award that a lot of people, like, spend their whole careers trying to get.
True.
So, not that it was like, listen, I'm happy that it happened, and I think it's done a lot of great things. I just think it was early. I wish I had known the gravity of it.
Yeah.
When I got it, and I don't feel like we used it to its full capacity. I think we got a lot out of it,
Okay.
but I think if we had known then, we're like two young black boys who've just come to this station. We're the first guys to win this award for this station.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot more first that we didn't even realize it could.
So true.
I don't know, because
No,
I
you're
didn't do
probably right.
I didn't do the history, but, like, I'm sure we broke a lot of records by winning it that year. I'm so sure, and we just didn't really know. We had no idea.
How would you know?
Yeah, true.
And I feel like, especially that time as well, not to, like, downplay what you did, but, like, you know, that was kind of like the So Solid era where black music was really kind of like pushing through and breaking boundaries. So you probably were, like you said, doing bits, but you probably couldn't even, like, tick them all off because no one knew that this was a new thing to do.
100%. And it was a different time. So it was, whereas, like, today, if I won this today, I would do this, and I would use this,
billboards,
and I'd use this to leverage this, and I'll do like, back then it wasn't really that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even really a way to scream about the fact that we had done this.
True.
You know what I mean?
No social media.
There was no social media. There wasn't really a way to like tell the world, like, yeah, we've done this. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we'll talk about it now.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that. Y'all did that. No, I love that. And I think as well, it was really cool to see, like you said, two young black boys from South London representing. And the fact that that was radio, but then you also transitioned to TV.
Which was
now that.
Yeah.
Now that for me, I was, again, as much as being a radio girly, I was a TV girl as well, still am.
Dope.
And seeing you guys do that big move to Channel U. And as much as, you know, Channel U still, people probably don't even know the impact Channel U had on, like, the young community. But you co-hosted the Ill Out show with Viz, and that was iconic.
Thank you.
Like, again, two black men on TV talking about the things we love.
Yeah.
I would love that right now. But tell me about that. How did you make that crossover from radio to TV? Because I'm assuming, like you said, radio wasn't in your horizon, so I'm assuming TV wasn't either.
No, TV was, for me, I think TV was definitely more of a Viz thing than it was an Ace thing.
Oh, really?
And 100%. Although, when we were at Brit School, we spoke about doing TV all the time.
Oh, okay.
We would talk about, like, we would just sit in the house and just talk about, because we had this radio show already, and we always talked about doing a visual version of it.
Wow.
So then we had the opportunity to, Channel U came and reached out to us. Actually, shout out to Hakeem. Hakeem introduced us to somebody called Charlie, who worked at Channel U. Obviously there's no Channel U, but he left before we even shot the first episode. He was the one that organised, hit us up and was like, look, we want to start. We've been showing all of these UK underground music videos. We are doing like pirate MTV based. We'd love to start making some programs. Have you guys ever done TV?
Wow.
And I said, yes. It was a lie. It was 100% a lie. I was like, yeah, of course, we got this. But we already had this idea for a TV show. So it was like, cool, we can just put together the idea that we had. Viz had the name The Ill Out Show. We already knew what we wanted to do. We already knew that we wanted to put the camera on a lot of the artists that never really had any presence before.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people at the time were listening to so many like grime tapes and grime sets, but we didn't know what any of them grime MCs looked like.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to make sure we put the cameras on them, and we came up with this concept, and they liked it, and we just went into shooting it. Yeah, Charlie wasn't there. By the time we had started shooting the first episode, he wasn't there. There was a whole different team.
Wow.
But we went on to shoot 50 episodes.
No way.
So we did 2.5 seasons. So we did first episode.
Why the half?
First season was 20 episodes. The second season was 20 episodes, and then we like ended halfway through the third season when we were in the basement. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Oh my gosh! I actually didn't have Channel U. I had to go to my friend's house to watch.
Did you? Big up.
I'll be like, I beg you pardon, Channel U. I don't have Sky.
You had cable then.
I had cable.
And then you go, yeah. Do you know what? I had cable before I was on Channel U.
Oh,
and then because
you had to get Sky.
I had to go and get Sky.
Yeah. Eventually, I begged my mum, please, I need Sky. I'm missing out on the culture.
Legendary. Had to have it. Had to
have Sky. Oh,
yeah,
I
so
love
yeah,
that.
we ended it halfway through the second season.
I'm sorry that ended.
I mean, it weren't no, like, it just was time to move on, and then MTV called and we did some stuff with MTV Base, and then it was like, it was just a nice transition.
Yeah. So you were just learning on the job.
We were, yeah. We lied about a lot of things, a lot of doors to get through doors.
Yeah.
We blagged a lot of it, and that's fine. I feel like that's UK black music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a good way to put it. Yeah.
Like, not in a bad way.
No,
like, we know that we're talented enough to do things, but we still have to blag our way through certain doors. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure most of my early start was, I've done that. Yeah.
Oh,
hosting.
Yeah,
how much you charge? Oh, don't worry, I'll do a favour. I don't know how much.
100%.
Literally.
100%.
It has to be sometimes. Well, is there a favourite memory from those days?
Ill Out Show days.
Yeah.
Oh man, so like classic episodes, man. Like people always talk to me about when I was chased by Crazy Titch's dog. Wild. Big up to Crazy Titch. We were on the set of Roll Deep's When I'm Here video.
Oh, sick.
That was wicked as well. I loved when it got like, it was crazy. It was sick to have like the grime MCs that nobody had really seen and have an opportunity to interview them. I remember like I always have this thing, the Skepta interview we did, like I think it was like backstage at some Roundhouse show or something like that. And I can't remember, like he always used to say that's random things that made me laugh. Anyway, so yeah, like Skepta, like interviewing people like that. But I loved when the US started to like, they were like, raw, like all the kids are watching this. And so then all of a sudden 50 Cent's on the show and Sierra's on the show, and it was the first time I met Tidra Moses, and like it was like amazing. All of the American artists were like, well, okay, well, if all the kids are watching this, then we have to be on this show as well. So I think when it started to get that notoriety was when I was like, yo, we're actually doing something here.
Doing bits.
Yeah, like to have like, I don't know, like New Brand Flex and Young Jeezy on the same show. It's like raw. Yeah. Like, we're all levels now. So you
showed us that it's possible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was fun.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for watching it.
But if it wasn't for that, like, there's so many of us that wouldn't have known that you can have a TV show and just be your authentic self.
It's the ecosystem, though. Like, we can say thank you to Ace and Biz, but then we have to say thank you to Channel U, to say thank you to the artists, thank you to the grime scene. Like, it's all part of a big scene. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, we played our part, and I'm really proud of what we did back then.
Yeah, man, amazing. Well, all things come to an end.
They do.
You were a duo for 10 years, and then you went your separate ways in 2012. How did it feel going solo?
Different. Like, it was obviously you work with the same person for 10 years. Like, you're used to a certain way of working. I think I've said this many a times, like, the most irritating thing about Viz is that he's excellent at everything. He's so good. It's just like, so whereas I felt like radio was my passion, Viz had so many other things that he wanted to do, and that's fine. So like, he was able to go off and he has a very successful production company, like TV is thing. I feel like Viz could have been a Premier League footballer at the time. Viz could rap, Viz could DJ, he could do so much different things. So it was just time. Like, I didn't, like, he didn't stop me from doing radio. Yeah. And I'm so like proud of what he's doing today. So it was time.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, as much as it was an end of that era, you literally owned being that solo radio presenter. And I just love that you officially took on that title of heavyweight champion of radio. And I love that you managed to show off your personality. Despite saying that you're shy, you managed to show off your love of film, TV, music, even wrestling throughout your radio career. So where has your kind of broadcasting career taken you that you never expected it to?
Oh, wow. I mean, I get like various different countries, I guess. Like, my first time going back to Ghana, which is embarrassing, was with the BBC.
No.
Yeah, Mum's Ghanaian, and the first time I went, I was in my 20s, and I went for the Africa Cup of Nations. So that was amazing.
I mean, that's sick.
I've been back since then.
Okay, fair. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. I've only been a few times to Nigeria, so I'm not judging you.
So yeah, being able to see different countries, like we did Ghana, we did 2 radio shows in Japan.
Whoa!
We did a tour with Germany. I've been to various different American countries. Like, just being able to travel and have your voice do the work for you has been amazing, man. Like, there's so many things. Like, I know, and I don't want to like blow my own trumpet, but there's been times when I've like been sitting on my way back from things like, raw, did that just happen?
Yeah.
I was in Texas for South by Southwest Festival. I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But this is the first year, and literally as I finished the festival, the last day, or the showcase that we did, I have an email saying, "Oh, Usher would like to interview, we'd like you to interview him."
He requested you.
I was like, okay. I was like, cool. He's like, oh, okay, we're gonna send you a Zoom link. I said, okay, well, where is he? They said, he's in Vegas. I said, well, I'm in Texas. It's not like around the corner, but I'm willing to jump on a flight. They said, yeah, let's come, let's do it. So I flew to Vegas.
No.
I was there for 45 minutes. I did the interview with Usher. I got on the plane and I came back and I was like, raw, that's crazy.
Iconic.
Insane. So these like things like that, like I just can't believe they happened. Same
Oh
trip.
my gosh.
I was like, I tried to I got a baby face in it. Like, just being able to do those things. Sometimes, like, you go out of your way and you have big plans and they don't necessarily go through. But when a plan comes together, it's always a great feeling.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm shocked. But I would get on a 45-minute flight for Usher too. So I paid enough for his concert. So fair enough. What's been the most rewarding part of your radio career?
Being able to still be here.
Oh,
if I'm
amazing,
honest.
yeah.
Like, I think, like, having a voice that people recognize and people enjoy hearing is a blessing. Like, being able to play music for people, being able to put people onto music, being able to help artists that I think are really talented, being able to help grow a scene. All of those things are just, like, so rewarding to me. I love it. I love being able to be on this microphone. I love to be able to play music to people. I love to be able to put on showcases. I love to be a helping hand and be a vessel for people to get their music out. There's so many different parts of what I do that I'm enjoying, and it's a real blessing to have this job.
Yeah, amazing. I also love the fact that, like, you know, you're so in tune with all the artists that you work with. You mentioned Tidra Moses. There's so many artists, like even Mahalia, they've all kind of like held you up for the support you've shown. How much does your role play in, like, you know, and I think also radio, how impactful do you think radio, the relationship with DJs like yourself, plays in, like, artists kind of carving out a career?
It's a great question. I think, like, how do I sound as about sounding like I'm like radio presenters are gods? We're not. But I think like there are tastemakers, and there are people that you trust and are trusted voices within various different things, whether that's a certain music genre or a certain sport or a certain job. Like, you go and listen to that person because you know that person knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
I think I'm privileged enough to be a voice that people trust in the R&B space.
Yes.
And, like, the artists that I've supported, like, it goes, like, I've shown, like, I was the first person to put on Mahalia. Like, it's not, like, it was there.
It's a fact.
She was 17. It was a fact. I was like, yeah, she's gonna go.
Yeah.
And she went. You know what I'm saying? I have artists now that I'm not gonna mention loads of artists, but there's artists that I definitely.
Nah, go on.
There's definitely artists that I feel like I've really helped, and because I know I'm very, like, confident in my ear and very confident in the way that I present music as well. Yeah. And I feel like if I'm giving somebody the cosign, then there's somebody you should be listening to. And that takes a lot. That. And I don't think that's something that I take lightly at all. And I think it does come with a lot of years of putting in work. And,
exactly.
And I go above and beyond. For me, it's not just about hearing good music on a playlist and be like, yo, I really like that artist. I want to know about the artist. I'll jump in DMs. I'll be like, yo, what's going on? If there's a way that I could put you on a show that I'm doing, or like, come to the radio station, play me some music. Like, it isn't just about playing music that you like. It's about being involved in a scene and helping to elevate a scene in whatever way you can, being a part, being a cog in the wheel of what we are doing and how we can make it bigger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, of course, that makes perfect sense why you founded Everything R&B. This is a production company that creates R&B events, experiences, activations. I feel like you've touched on why it's important, but what made you actually say, I need to actually do something about it?
Originally, it was because it was just needed. And post 5 years ago, there was this horrible phrase that R&B is dead.
Oh, yeah.
And I hated it.
Yeah.
And I would always hear people saying, oh, no, R&B's dead, man. R&B's dead. Like, why do you like that? R&B's dead. And I had R&B artists that I really liked, especially from the UK, that I could see really struggling, like, putting their own money. They've got 9-to-5 jobs. They weren't signed. They were like putting their own money into putting out, but they had no platforms. They didn't have a radio show that they could go to. They didn't have a radio presenter. They didn't have no online. And I feel like the great thing about what we did with Channel U and One Extra is I've been able to see the way that black genres, especially in the UK, evolve and grow.
Yeah.
So I was there. I watched what the Grime Kids did in order to make it the biggest thing. I watched how Afro Swing came and actually battered it. So I watched the garage scene. I was there for Jungle. Like I was a youth, but I was there. You know what I'm saying? So like when I see the R&B scene, I was like, well, you guys don't have this and your music's amazing, but there's not this and there's no community and da-da-da-da. So we just started doing events at the Camden Assembly, bi-monthly events. We was doing parties as well. It's so funny.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, some of the early parties was like me and Chucky, which is really funny as well.
No way.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's it. And then everything R&B just started evolving and eventually it was like, well, some of that, like we did like Tiana Major Nine's first show. Like,
no way.
I paid Tiana Major Nine £50 English. I could never get her for that. It's impossible. Like Show Universe, all of these people were like early artists that I supported like 6-7 years ago. So eventually the company just starts evolving. We do events, we curate showcases, and we do loads of different things. All-purpose production company, and it's going really well, man.
Oh, I'm so happy. I've had the pleasure of attending. I was recently at the TJ Moses show.
Did you yourself?
Oh, vibes! We were singing, good. The fact that she held you up as well, like.
TJ, man.
Listen, you are really friends with the stars.
Well, do you know what? I've met a lot of artists, and it's so funny because you say that because you would assume that or people assume that you're friends with. Are you friends with everybody you've interviewed?
Yes.
No, you're not. Like, more time, there's artists that have come through, I've sat with them, and I never see them ever again. And you might interview them again, and they might not even remember you.
True.
Whereas Tidra...
It's different.
That's my dog, for real.
I love that.
Salute to her.
I love that so much. Oh, there's so much happening, and you're doing so much, and it's just amazing that you've been able to curate these opportunities for yourself, for others. But of course, in 2018, life happens, man. Life happened. You was diagnosed with kidney failure, and you mentioned you were still doing radio every day, a weekday show, whilst doing dialysis treatment 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Wow. Well done, because I know that couldn't have been easy. So, how did you overcome finding out, having to continue?
So I found out maybe April or May of 2018. And I didn't necessarily know like how big of a deal it was that I was suffering with renal failure. Oh, wow. I knew that eventually I was going to have a kidney transplant, but I just assumed that that's what happens. Like, I'm going to get a transplant in a couple of weeks. Let me just keep this on a low. So I didn't tell no one for time. Like, obviously my close people in my family knew, but I didn't tell work. I didn't tell anybody.
Oh my God.
So I was like, let me just like, I'll take a couple weeks off when it's time to have the operation. I'll come back to work. It'll be blessed. And then like months turn into like years, basically. I ended up being on dialysis for 3.5 years.
Damn.
But yeah, I would go do my radio show, which was 10 to 1 at that time.
Yeah.
So I get to work at 9 a.m. You do your 10 to 1 show. And then in the afternoon, around 4 or 5, I'd go to the hospital. I'd sit in a chair for like 4.5 to 5 hours.
Oh, so that's a long day.
It was long. And then like by the time you finish by 11, 12, go home, go sleep, ready for the next day. There'll be a couple of times when I'd do like, I shouldn't even say this, but on a Friday, because I would do Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And then on a Friday, I'd have the odd booking.
Oh,
so I'd go to dialysis and then go to the booking, which was bad. Oh. So yeah, it was a long 3.5 years, but like during that time, shout out to Bev and Oren from the ACLT. They came and saw me. They had found out that I was going through this, and they explained to me like, look, it's gonna take a while because you're black and you're younger, but you're black, and it takes a long while because we don't have a lot of people on the kidney register. they were explaining the like disproportionate numbers of Black and Asian people on the kidney donor register list compared to our white counterparts. And I was like, yeah, this is terrible. And then you start looking around at certain things and you're like, yo, there's so many Black people in here, so many Black and Asian people in here. But like, white people don't stay here that long. You just clock, you're like, raw. Oh, right, what happened to my man? Or like, what? They get their kidney and gone. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, there's a lot of Black and Asian people just kind of looking at each other for time.
Wow.
And then you start talking to other people about why we're not on the list, and then there's loads of like distrust, and there's all of these different old wives' tales about organ donation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to do my bit and give some education to the people, speak up about my experience, and hopefully we help change some minds. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. I think you used your platform so beautifully.
We'll do more. There's going to be more. 100%.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's important.
Amazing. Well, thank God you ended up getting a kidney transplant in 2021 from a beautiful lady. Yes. And do you still speak to her now?
Of course. All the time. Shout out to Naomi. That's like my twin. Very, very close to her. And it's a blessing. You don't always get that opportunity to even meet the person that's giving you an organ donation. But yeah, me and her are very close. We talk all the time. We rave together.
Oh, no way. Cool. That's amazing. Yeah. So, okay, you've definitely overcome and you've shown us that you can fight and win. What would you say to anyone that might be also struggling with health issues but trying to still navigate life and working? And
I think I'd give this message especially to Black men, because we don't go to the doctors. Like, I remember like, and we don't take these things seriously.
Clearly you did.
I really didn't. I remember like, I had this back pain for time, and it took me for ages to go to the hospital and then find out that I had renal failure.
Is that how you found out? From back pain?
Well, I had back pain for ages. I thought it was a muscle thing. And they went in and they was asking me all these questions. We did some blood tests and they said I had renal failure. So these are like, we don't go to the doctors. We don't.
I literally cussed out my husband the other day.
Nah, you've got to go, man.
Because I got this pain in my... I'm saying, just book an appointment.
I'm saying, just do it. Just do it.
And he was like, but maybe if I stretch. I said,
nah.
Stretches.
We got to go doctors, man. We have to go doctors. And then in regards to like organ donation, for me, it's not about like forcing people to do it. Of course not. Like, everyone's got their own reasons, and it's your body at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I think we need to start having more conversations about it.
Yeah. So
like, just make like, it doesn't need to be the taboo conversation. It can happen after EastEnders. It can happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the car on the way to work. Like what do you feel about organ donation? Like, what would you want to happen to you if somebody passed, or if like, it's good to have them conversations with your kids, with your family. Let's talk about it more. Yeah. And then if your reason is, I'm never doing it, like, ask yourself why. Like, where's that come from? And do you actually have the right information? There's so much information out there now. It's not our parents' generation where they were just going by what everyone told them. My mum used to tell me never sign I've said this before on mic, like, when you get to you fill out your driving license, you get to the donor bit, and my mum was like, nah, we don't feel like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm pretty sure now she sees the like.
Oh, of course. She's the first one.
But you, as kids, you never say to your mum, like, Mum, why are we not signing this? Like, they've just got their own reasons. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of mistrust and distrust with the NHS, but we've got to do our own research before we start just like. There's a lot of people sitting in dialysis beds that don't need to.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
It's fine.
It needs to be discussed.
It does. Let's talk more.
Thank you. Well, not only was you overcoming health issues and, recovering and fighting, you decided in 2023, let's switch things up. After 21 years of working at the BBC.
I didn't know where she was going. What else have I done?
This was a big one. Because I don't think a lot of people understand the radio transfer window. it's as troublesome as the Football League. Yeah, it is. Because you announcing that you was leaving BBC Radio 1 Extra after 21 years was a big deal. And of course, everyone's like, where you going? What are you doing? What's happening? What's next? And you kind of left it a little bit ambiguous for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of like, I wanted, like, Chucky was coming in as well, and I didn't want to make it a big thing. I wanted to make sure that he came in and he was comfortable.
Okay.
I like, no matter what happened, I love One Extra. Like, it built me. Like, I helped build the station brick by brick from the beginning. I was there.
Poster child.
So, like, there's no beef. It was just time to move on. I was like, I'd done it for 21 years. And I had an offer to take what I do mainstream, like, overly mainstream. And I took it, and I felt like it was a great decision for the scene as well. Like, R&B had never really, especially some of the artists that I'm playing, and they really got played like that on Kiss FM.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
I felt like it was time for me to do that, and I felt like I'd done everything I could really do at One Extra.
You literally covered every slot.
Yeah, I'd been in every slot, and I'm so proud of One Extra, and I feel like there's so many different opinions on like the state of radio, and that's not just One Extra, that's all the stations.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I think, like, when we look at where UK black music is today, yo, man, One Extra was a huge part of that, man. Like, like, that's all I want to say. It was a massive part of, like, making it mainstream. A massive part of people being successful, a massive part of millionaires being made, and the scene absolutely blowing up and going international worldwide. Like, I can say, I was part of One Extra, and One Extra was a big part of that.
Amazing.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just time for me.
Yeah. Well, again, you made that big change, and in 2024, you got your new shiny photos.
I did.
We love a new press shot.
I do.
And you started your new chapter, but not only securing one show, but 2 shows at Bauer, Breakfast on Kiss 3 R&B and the R&B show on Kiss FM on Sunday nights. Big show, might I add.
I appreciate that. Thank
Big
you.
vibes.
Thank
Whenever we're on an evening like journey somewhere, we need to lock in.
Love that.
So tell me about that transition from, again, like, you know, like you said, One Extra was the black music station, and now you're on a bit more commercial.
Yeah.
We talk a bit different on commercial radio. So what have been I feel like a lot of people don't realise that different stations have a different tone, have different
vibe, different rules.
Let them know.
Everything's different, but I'm really enjoying this. I think what I love about being at Kiss is to just like, oh, well, you're the R&B, you know R&B, that's your thing, you do your thing.
Love that.
I'm saying, like, it's just like, just letting me get on with it. Like, there's not to say that there was there anywhere before, but I'm just saying, like, this is a mainstream station, it's commercial, it goes out to audiences that may not necessarily understand or, like, get it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, rather than them saying, oh, well, look, this is a new audience and you got to tone this down and you got to nah, they're just like, bring what you did and do it to the best of your ability. Just do your thing. Yeah. We trust you. Go ahead. And I really like that. So I appreciate that. And I think my specialist show on a Sunday night is I'm really enjoying going back to daytime and doing breakfast as well, because it's kind of the best of both worlds for me. I love throwback R&B and I love new R&B, so I get to do both on Kiss, which is dope.
Perfect. Yeah. It's so perfect for you.
It is.
Oh, I'm very happy to hear that. Let's talk about Freedom of the City of London Award. Keys to the city, baby.
I don't know much I can tell you about that because I'll be...
Wait. Are you like now part of a secret society?
I don't even know. I might be. I'm not sure.
All right. For those that don't know what it is, it's basically like an outstanding contribution to your industry. Yes. So you've been recognised in your field of work.
Yes.
And honoured with this. This is a huge honour. So far, what have been the perks?
When they told me I was being nominated for it, I was excited when they said, like, Mandela's got one.
Oh.
And Ed Sheeran and Harry Kane, I believe, and Ian Wright.
Okay.
So I was like, I want one. I love it. Cool. And then I was like, okay, well, what are the perks? Like, do I get free parking or like congestion charge or anything?
That'd be great.
And they said the only real perk is that you can walk your sheep over the Tower of London. No, Tower Bridge.
Why?
Yeah, so it's like it's a perk from hundreds of years ago. If I wanted to walk my sheep over Tower Bridge, I wouldn't have to pay the tax.
There's taxes.
Yeah.
That's the small print.
That's the small print. And then I think there's another one about like if I was to ever have to be hung.
Oh Lord.
They'd hang me with a silk scarf rather than a rope. Let's hope that never happens. But other than that, it was a lovely day out. Mum had a good time. Mum got to dress up. She got her pictures.
Where was it?
It was at it was City of London, Guildhall.
Oh, nice, very nice
ceremony. The mayor came out. And
silverware table,
my whole family was there.
Ooh.
So yeah, and then I got a nice little thing that I put in the house as well.
So it's like
I'm a freeman.
You're a freeman?
I don't know what that means, but.
Oh my God, I think you're one of the like.
Is it bad?
No, but like.
What?
The first thing that.
Like what?
You might be like a Freemason kind of thing.
I don't know what that means, but I'm a freeman, apparently.
Like, it's a secret society.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, what do I get for that, though?
I don't know. You're the one with the secrets.
Yeah, wireless tickets or something.
You need to read your pamphlet.
I'm gonna read it again.
Yes, read it again.
Let's pull up to wireless with the plaque.
Yeah. Listen. Apparently, I'm allowed in here because I got this. Tell me how that goes. But no, at the same time, that's like is it documented like somewhere on a wall
like,
or?
There's a book. Like everyone's like Annie Nightingale. So not Annie Nightingale.
Not that one.
Rest in peace to Annie Nightingale.
Yeah.
Florence Nightingale's in there.
Florence, right.
And all those other amazing names I said as well.
Wow.
And my name's in it. So there you go.
How'd you get nominated?
Or is that somebody from the City of London has to nominate you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a secret society, bro.
Don't say that, man. It sounds scary.
No, it's fine. You just get perks.
Okay, all right, cool.
Clearly, the rest of the perks are in the book. No, I'm so happy to hear that, like, you've been acknowledged.
I appreciate that. It's nice.
Yeah, because that's a big deal. And again, like, 21 years at BBC Radio 1 Extra, and now another incredible chapter here at KISS. It's good. It's really good to hear, and you're definitely an inspiration to so many people. If someone was trying to get into the industry, and I'm going to say now, what advice would you give them?
It's so different now, but I would say, especially now, I always say to people, it feels like it's the easiest, not easy to get. I'm not saying easy to get like a well-paid radio job. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Jobs are hard. Getting a job is hard.
Yep.
If you want to broadcast, you can do that yourself. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
What, as in on social media?
You can broadcast on social media. There's podcasting. There's various different ways for you to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to wait for one of the big names to sign you up. But if you want to do it, just start doing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. You're not gonna get a job if you just because you want to apply. You can't apply. You're gonna need to. She laughs. You can't apply to be the biggest radio presenter in the world. You got to start applying yourself. I guess you got to start doing it. So that would I'm a big. I love podcasting. I think it's an amazing platform. I think it's the way. I listen to them all the time. And I think if you are able to get in front of a microphone and do what you can to broadcast, then you should absolutely do it. That's where I would start. 100%.
That makes sense.
I also think like not enough people are listening to radio.
Oh, tell them again.
Do you know what I mean?
Because they're not listening to really good produced shows.
Yeah.
I think, go on.
So a lot of people have an idea of what they think a radio show should be, or like how. Do you listen to the station that you want to be on? Are you like an actual fan of the medium? Do you know how to get in and out of things? Like, there's so many, like, actually listen and study radio if you really want to be in it. That's so important.
Absolutely.
The most cliche thing that I think everybody says, but I think it's so important, is just to be yourself. Don't like. There's already a Remel London. There's already a DJ Ace. Like copying people's styles or how they. It's very obvious and bait.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to acknowledge and find out exactly who you are as a broadcaster. Find your own little niche. What can do. I would say for people that are doing specialist radio as well.
That's a good point, because that's different. Explain that. What's the difference between daytime and specialist?
So daytime radio is like the music is already picked for you. Like you go in, the music's there. It's your job to entertain the audience and just play the tunes that are already picked out for you. Yeah. Specialist radio is you have an empty 2-3 hour slot and you have to fill that with the music that you like, that you'll have to make sure that you keep the audience entertained. Yeah. And hopefully you want to teach the audience something as well.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
I think that's important. And I think when you're a specialist DJ, it's not even just about going to the best R&B playlist and playing them. Like, you want to make sure you are really researching artists. Who are they? Where they come from? Who produced this? What's next? What's their next 3 months? Like, really be involved in the scene. Like, there's a lot of specialist DJs you're not involved in the scene. You just play the music from the scene. True. But you have to be really an integral part of your scene if you want to be seen to be something. Within that scene anyway. So yeah, I was saying if you're doing specialist radio, like become part of the scene, go to gigs, chat to artists, like really be part of that scene. It's important. Yeah.
Definitely, you have to be outside.
Yeah, you gotta be outside, unfortunately. Like, and it might cost you. And that's the thing, like and that's another thing is like for me, invest in yourself. Yeah. Like there'll be things that you guys might have seen me do and think, oh right, he's getting paid loads of money for that. No. Like the investment is I really love doing this. I love broadcasting, and I'm investing into myself as an entity and as a brand, and maybe I need to take the L on this one, pay for this to get done, and it might help me move forward. So I think investing in yourself is really important too.
Yeah. Have you ever had a team, like in terms of like, because obviously you do a lot. Yeah. So you do voiceovers, you do like TV, hosting, like all these kind of things, radio. Like, how do you manage it all?
So yeah, it is important to have a team. I have like the Everything R&B team. Billy's my business partner, is somebody that I bounce a lot of ideas off of, especially in regards to Everything R&B.
Amazing.
It's really important to have like somebody. I'm not great at admin.
Fair enough.
So Kaya's my assistant, but she also doubles up as just helps me with everything. So it's always good to have people around you that can help you see your vision as well. Yeah, creating a team is mad important. Like having the right people that see your vision is hella important, so important.
So if you don't have an agent, having a team is
a team is really important. Or like, even if you don't want to call it a team, just people that like ride with you and work with you on things, people that you can bounce ideas off of, even if it's not people that directly do these things for you. Yeah, like it's just important to have people around you that are seeing what you're doing, maybe point you in the right direction, or tell you when you're doing something wrong, or can help you with things that you can't do. Like, we can't do everything. I'm not good at
I'm glad you know that.
You know what I mean? You can't.
Because from what you've said, it sounds like you try to do everything.
No, you can't. It's impossible. So you got to get somebody that can like pick up the slack for you. So it's really important to have a team.
That's good. That's good. What is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Best piece of advice. I had a radio teacher that always used to say, "Don't believe that." I never really got it, and now I do. It's like it's never. People gas things up a lot. Yeah. People gas things up.
Especially now.
Yeah, and it's never really as bad as you think it is. It's never as good as you think it is. Like, it's always important to try and keep a level head. So I think that's probably the best for me. I don't get excited about things.
What?
I don't. I try not to.
Oh, I'm a bit like that. But then, what's been the most exciting thing that's happened to you of late? or something that
late,
or not, maybe not even in late. What's something you actually did get excited about?
I was excited about my move. To be fair.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
just because
good.
it was like, okay, well, this is gonna be new. It was a new thing for me.
Did you have to keep it secret?
Yes, I had to keep where I was going a secret.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure I messaged
even
you.
the fact, even the fact
I'm
that
like, where you going? Where you going?
Everyone was asking, where you going? But yeah, that was a hard secret to keep. I think a lot of people knew by the time.
Really?
Time to go out. Yeah, I think people had done the maths.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I like that. Well, I'm glad that's something you was excited about, because that's something worthy of being excited.
It was an exciting time.
Good. Well, we are nearing the end, and as much of you, I'm glad.
Yeah,
good. I want it to be a good experience for you, but also the listener, because again, you've got so much knowledge, and like, even when you was giving advice, I was like, wait, don't say too much, man.
Okay.
Don't say too much, because now. Yeah. Ace, this is the real time for you to give us your top 5 tips to make it in the mainstream. So you can reference some of the things you said already and just double down on it. But let's have it.
Definitely, I would start with like learning your craft. Like, if you want to be involved in something, like, it's important to know everything about it. I remember like spending hours in a radio suite just learning what knobs do and phases and stuff. Like, it's all great and well having ambition and having a dream, but if you're not putting into it, then like, is it really a dream? Is it really something you want to do? If you're not studying it, if you don't think about it all the time, if you're not trying to be the best. So for me, study the craft of radio. I think some more advice would be, especially in radio, like, once you've done all that stuff, like a good demo, people say to me like all the time, like, how do you get into, like, how are we supposed to know what you sound like if you don't have a good demo? That's not you giving me a 60-minute show. It's 3 to 4 minutes of you just doing links, reading out things. Like, how excited are you about records? How much do you know about certain music? How do you display tunes? How do you get in and out of records? Loads of different things. How do you interact with the listeners? Like, a good 3 to 4 minute demo of just you going in. Like, record a show, take out the links. We don't need to hear the music. We already know what Joel records sound like. You don't need that in the song. You just want the links, yeah? So a good demo tape is very, very important. For the specialist crew, man, again, I think it's so important to be involved in your scene. If you are claiming to be the biggest grime DJ, but you've never been to an Eskimo dance, are you really a grime head? Like, if you're claiming to like be the biggest dancehall DJ, but you're not like at City Splash, or you don't, like, are you really? You have to be outside, and it's not just about going to events. It's about connecting with artists, connecting with labels. It's about connecting with other DJs. It's about being part of the infrastructure of the scene.
Absolutely.
That's you can't say that you're a specialist DJ if you're not doing that.
Absolutely.
That's so important. That's about putting on your own event. All of these different things. Like, be an asset to the scene that you are trying to service.
Absolutely.
Have I given 5?
I think that was 3.
Okay.
2 more, please.
2 more. I would say. Oh my goodness. I think it's important to really establish your lane.
Oh, I like that.
And I mean, in that, I mean, like, people say to me, oh, I want to be a radio presenter, but do you want to do radio? Do you want to do specialist radio? Do you want to do daytime radio? Are you trying to be on mainstream radio? Are you trying to be on black radio? Or like, it's important to, like, it's great to have a dream. Yeah. And have your eyes on the prize, but like, what is the lane? Like, what exactly do you want to do? What station do you see yourself on? What time slot do you think is going to be the best? Like, find exactly who you are as a radio presenter and focus on that. Yeah? Absolutely. And finally, I'm like, it's important to have fun. And I know that sounds corny, but it's important to love what you do. Yeah. I think I'm blessed because I'm able to have the job that I wanted to have since I was a kid. And it's really important I enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, then what is this? So yeah, it's important to enjoy what you do. So I'd say that. Enjoy it.
Yay, you did it.
That wasn't that difficult.
Thank you so much, Ace,
Remel, man.
for dropping absolute gems. I knew you would.
Thanks for having me.
No, listen, you are such an important part of our culture, of broadcasting history.
Thank you so much.
So it's only right I speak to you on a platform that's all about helping people get in.
And I want to say to you, I've said this to you all the time, you are the hardest working woman in this team. Am I lying?
I don't know.
That is not what I say this to you all the time.
You do. Thank you.
You work so hard, man, and you're killing it, honestly.
Thank you.
I love to see it. I love to see the elevation.
I appreciate it. From you?
Keep shining, man.
From you? I take it. Thank you. Thank you. No, honestly, it's been my pleasure.
Thanks, Remel. Just
speaking to you is always just such a joy. So, let them know how they can follow you, listen to you, all that good stuff.
So I'm on the radio Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. on Kiss Street R&B. We're playing loads of R&B throwbacks. And then Sunday night, the big one, Kiss R&B show each and every Sunday night from 9 o'clock. We've got some more bits happening. Just keep posted, man. At DJ Ace on Instagram, at DJ Ace on X, and the DJ Ace on TikTok. Thank you.
Woo! Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for joining me on The Mainstream.
Thanks for having me.
Yay!